Good morning, everyone. It's November the 1st, 2023. It's been a really good Halloween. We just got through all the ghosts and the goblins, and we had a wonderful time for Halloween with my grandchildren last night. And it's all the children and all the adults out on the streets, and we just didn't have the ghosts and goblins. We had all kinds of representations across the streets, but it was safe last night, and that's the main thing. So I hope everyone did have a safe Halloween like we did. But today I want to go on to a little bit of a good news story. On Sunday, and this past Sunday, the community got together, and we had a nice Halloween down in the market area. And it was put on by our counselor, and it was really wonderful. We had a great day. The city got together. We barricaded off the streets so that we had the streets free to ourselves to run. The counselor invited some children, underprivileged children. Busload came down to the market as well, and it was about giving out candy. So we had some booths set up. We were handing out candy to the children, and they were having a blast. Everything, and of course we had the Cundall stables came down. We had the two ponies walking up and down the streets, so the children were able to have the enjoyment of patting the ponies, as well as we had our community police officer there handing candy out from the back of the police car, as well as our fire department with the fire truck there handing out candy too. And of course everyone was in the costumes, and of course the stores were all involved. And any of the stores that had the pumpkins in their windows, they were handing out candy. So the children were having a great time running through the market. And I know I had volunteered with the community association, and we had a table set up too, and we were handing out the thrift bags. So it was a really, really enjoyable day, and it felt good. It was community together. Everyone was laughing. Everyone was having a great time. We were all safe. And it was like I remember the market as a child, when my mother used to bring me down to the market to get her fresh vegetables. And we would be, the market would be just crowded. Now, it wasn't crowded like I remember the market being crowded that on Sunday, but it was great to be able to have the children running free after the pandemic and everything and the lockdowns, and just good to see the children running and actually enjoying themselves, and the adults talking and enjoying themselves. But this is the way the market used to be, where we used to all gather there, and people would just get together, talk, have a great time, do their shopping, and there was never any problems. So it was just a really, really good reminder of what my childhood was like, and thinking what wonderful memories that these children today are going to be able to remember for a nice Halloween. So it was a great success, and the counselor's talking about putting it on again next year. Of course, I'll be happy to volunteer again next year to help out handing out the candy, and hopefully we'll have more children joining us as well next year if this goes well. So this is what I want to talk about today. Was something good, but community. It was always told by my grandfather that strong communities make a strong country, and that's what's the problem is our communities are being divided with so many different things and fractions today that are causing an uproar in our communities. We need to get back to community again, and this will help build us. And I can remember all these wonderful memories were brought back when I was handing out the candy the other day, and it reminded me I've been privileged to have been alive during Canada's 100th birthday, as well as Canada's 150th birthday to celebrate. But going back to my childhood, I can remember we had a great big centennial parade with our school, and we had us dressed in period costumes and that. And of course, I won first prize for my costume that I was wearing. But the kids, the school all got together, and we had, a friend of mine had some ponies in the city at the time. And I remember they had the Royal Northwest Mounted Police uniforms, so they were going through the parade. Then we had a thing on Louis Riel. So we were going through the period of what our ancestors went through. So we had a wonderful parade, which I still have the old black and white pictures of today. And that's a wonderful memory to have. But to be able to build those memories up for these children is wonderful. But I was also thrilled with the 150th birthday that we just went through a few years back in 2017 with Canada's 150th birthday. It was probably even bigger and better than the 100th birthday because we had the whole streets blocked off. We had the most wonderful show for several days, and the streets were just filled full of people, families from all generations, because that was when they brought out the mechanical spider and the mechanical dragon that went through our streets, and they were having this pretend battle. And it was so wonderful to see so many people, and it wasn't just the children. It was several generations, and one family even I saw come in. Everyone was coming in, not only from Ottawa, but from the outlying areas. And they were coming in, they were filling up the motels and the hotels here because they wanted to see this. And those were wonderful memories too. And I remember I took my grandchildren there. And I remember that it was really cute. We were standing on the street corner as the spider was turning the corner. I had her up on my shoulders so she could see what was going on. And as the spider turned around, one of the big legs was coming down. And she looked at me and says, "Grandma, am I going to get hit by the spider?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." But he just went just above her head with his foot. So that's a memory that she has about this giant spider almost kind of stepping on her in a way. But they did a beautiful job. And it was the most wonderful, wonderful time of our lives. I mean, people were caring about each other. It was a very hot day. Some of them were fainting in the heat. If they needed our medics, no problem. Everybody cleared the pathway. Everyone, well, do you need some water? Do you need this? It was wonderful to see. And that was one of the most wonderful things I think I've ever seen in my life. And one of the happiest moments living here in Ottawa to have this memory of the 150th birthday. And there was some talk of them coming back, and I hope they do. Because this is where it's beautiful to see a city come together, communities from all across the city coming together and being one. And even as I said, the 100th birthday was beautiful too, because at that time they even blocked off our streets and we had street dances and that. And I just want to tell you about a funny little story that is one of my memories, was because they were having a square dance and Mr. Smallshaw had put on the dance, and he had the street blocked off, and we were in the middle of the square dance, and I had a 6'5" boyfriend, and I was, I believe, 14 years old at the time. And it was interesting because I had my long centennial costume on, and with the big bustle in the back and the full-length dress on, and he was standing behind me, and it came time for me to curtsy, so I very nicely curtsied. He decided, but he was also bowing behind me when we rear-ended one another. And I was shot forward. He just threw me forward when he rear-ended me, right into my 6'5" boyfriend. And I literally laid him out in the ditch on the side of the road. I caught myself from falling, but he ended up in the ditch. And then after, the caller who was calling the square dance came up to me and said, "Young lady, if you really want to ditch your boyfriend, couldn't you just write a Dear John letter? That would have been more appropriate, I think, rather than just totally ditch him in the ditch at the side of the road." Well, I suppose that's one way of ditching your boyfriend. But it was just a fun memory and a fun time that we had. So I just wanted to give you a good feeling story again today. But as my grandfather said, strong communities make a strong country. And that's why I keep expressing, please, let's work together. Let's come together. Let's build these stronger communities again. Let's get rid of this hate and all the other problems that we have. We really need to come together because we can go back a bit in time again and have a good time and have each other as friends. So this is what, again, I just wanted to say thank you again for listening. Be safe, be aware of your surroundings, and take care, and have a great day. Bye-bye.